And some people may not know where we're at in baseball anymore because of the highs of the holidays. So let's kind of give a little reset as we head into the new year. To help us do that for the American League Central, Chuck Garfien of NBC Sports Chicago and Mandy Bell of MLB.com. Sorry, Mandy, me being a White Sox fan, you know I'm going with Chuck here first. Chuck, I got to ask you, your confidence level for the Sox in 21 being division champs.
Right now?
Yes.
You know, it's tough to predict a winner of a division in December, but as I sit here right now, I got the White Sox winning the division in a close race. Oh, you're clapping, I hear. Okay. Yeah. So am I getting a standing ovation as well? Yeah, there we go. Standing ovation for the White Sox. Yes, they've won the division. I don't think they even need to play the season. Just give them the division.
I'm fine.
Right now.
Save this tape, will you? Save the tape.
Yeah. Here's my thoughts on the White Sox. So last year they finished a game out of first place, 60-game season. Okay. Yoan Moncada, arguably their best hitter, had a bad year. So you throw that in the equation, he's going to get better. Luis Robert's going to take the next step. They add Lance Lynn. The rotation last year, they were basically too deep after Keuchel and Giolito. Here's a guy who finished 5th and 6th in Cy Young Award voting the last couple of years. So Lance Lynn's going to stabilize this rotation. And on top of that, I think Dylan Cease is going to get better. And Michael Kopech is going to be in the rotation at some point. So that rotation is going to improve. Adam Eaton. He's not George Springer. I know a lot of White Sox fans wanted Springer in the outfield, but Adam Eaton's going to give balance to this lineup. He's going to bring an edge and do a lot of the little things that win baseball games. And they've added Tony La Russa. You're talking about who's going to win the division. Well, Tony La Russa has won 12 division titles. I see the White Sox winning the division. His first division title was in 1983. I'm going to relive my childhood and watch Tony La Russa lead the White Sox to a division title like he did in 1983.
Chuck. Mandy, pressure's on now. Chuck just stepped out there and gave the White Sox a division, so it's your turn now. I'm going to have you step up here and tell me what the Indians roster is going to look like by the time we get to opening day.
It's going to look much different, I can tell you that. It's going to be a lot younger than what it's been in the past. You don't have Lindor, probably. I would say about a 99.9% chance of a Lindor trade. You don't have Brad Hand. You don't have Carlos Santana. There's going to be guys that are different. Now, it's going to be a question of who else could be moved by then. I mean, you have rumors of Carlos Carrasco. Could he be involved in a trade? I know you've also heard rumors of Jose Ramirez. I don't think that's as likely as Carlos Carrasco being maybe tacked onto a Lindor trade. But I think that's going to be interesting. And I think having Carlos Carrasco mixed in there, I mean, this roster gets tremendously younger. If you lose Carlos Carrasco, there's only one other player left who was born in the 80s. So I think that you have a whole different look to this team. It's going to be much younger. The payroll continues to plummet. You lose both of those guys, and they're only looking at $33 million on their payroll for next year. That's, of course, not adding anybody that they would get in return, but they haven't been down in the 30s since 2004. So that's a big difference going into next year.
Man, do you talk about people being born in the 80s? I'm doing a hockey tournament right now, the World Juniors, and there was a kid born in 2004. I felt like I was going to vomit while calling the game. It was gross. Hey, Chuck and Mandy, this is for both of you. But, Chuck, you can answer first. Who do you think is going to be the most improved club in the Central in 2021?
So I'll sound totally biased if I say the White Sox, so I'm not going to say the White Sox here, even though I think they will improve. What I mean by that is they're going to win the division. But the team that I'm watching in this division are the Kansas City Royals. I like their nucleus of Whit Merrifield, Salvador Perez. Salvador Perez quietly had an incredible season at the plate. He's only 30 years old. I like their rotation, the top rotation. Brady Singer, I think, is going to I really like him, and Brad Keller. That's a good 1-2 for them. A lot of young players on the team, and then you got Jorge Soler. They add Carlos Santana, Mike Minor. If things go their way, I could see the Royals finishing around 500, and depending on how the offseason goes with the Indians, I would not be surprised if the Royals finished ahead of the Indians in 2021. We'll see how things unfold rest of this offseason for both teams, but if things go the right way, I could see the Royals finishing around 500.
Mandy, what do you think about that? Cleveland behind KC in the Central standings? That would be very odd.
Yeah, that would be very odd. I don't know if I would go completely that far yet, just because of the rotation that they have. Even if they do lose someone like Carlos Carrasco, the depth is still there. Now, if you do trade someone like Carrasco, the depth thins out way more. You have a solid 3 in Savali, Plesac, and Bieber, obviously. But going from there, then what would be next? So I think that the Indians would be the clear number 3 team. Now, I'd be a lot less biased to say that the White Sox would be the most improved team, so I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
I do think that they would probably be the most improved team for next year. And I think a big potential move that would help the Twins at least maybe mix back into that and try to hold the top of the division would be re-signing Nelson Cruz. If they're able to do that and they're able to at least have him and not lose both Rosario and Cruz in that lineup, I think that would better their chances at least at fending off this lethal White Sox team that seems to be forming.
Mandy Bell 02 on the old Bird app. Chuck Garfien on Twitter as well for NBC Sports Chicago and MLB.com respectively. Thank you both and for dealing with my annoying bias of rooting for the Chicago White Sox here on this show. Thank you guys.